What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Good Influences. Before we start, just want to give a quick PSA, shout out, reminder. Check your voter registration. Make sure you're registered to vote. You can go to vote.gov. Depending on your state, there's different rules. Make sure that you're just completely verified. Don't go on any other websites. I know some people like Elon Musk and others are trying to get you to register to vote on other websites. Do not do that. Make sure you're officially registered. You can check your voter registration, vote.gov.
Because what's my cutoff time, Mike? Isn't there a certain point where if I'm not registered, I can't vote?
That is correct. It varies by state. And if you go to vote.gov, it will show you what your state's laws are. Typically, you want to make sure at least 30 days. Some states, it could be like 2 weeks. Some states, it's 60 days. So just, the earlier you're registered to vote, the better. Make sure your friends are registered.
Yeah, can I check online if my friends are registered as well?
I don't know if you can check if your friends are registered. You can check if you're registered.
Oh, right.
But it's very
cool to vote.
Can I
out my friends?
Yeah.
And also, this is just my opinion. Fuck the polls. It doesn't matter if it says like one side is going to win or the other side's going to win. You have to vote no matter what. Like in 2016, we were all so certain Hillary Clinton was going to win. A lot of people didn't vote. We just assumed that the polls were right. And then it didn't happen. So just if the polls are in your favor, it doesn't matter. Get out, vote early. You can do mail-in ballots.
I was going to say, does every state have mail-in ballots?
Yes, but I could see some specific states trying to
of course,
disqualify
because the election
them.
Was stolen.
Well, we're not getting into any of that right now, but mail-in ballots are good.
It was.
Mail-in ballots are good. Just make sure you have a plan to vote. Either mail-in ballots or just vote in person, or you could drop it off at like a ballot station early.
So fun to get your sticker. It's like when you would go to the doctor as a kid.
And make it a fun day. I know for a lot of our listeners, it may be your first time voting ever. Get your friends together. Go get cocktails after.
Yeah, voting is fun. It's not like weird or cringe to vote. It's actually cringe to not vote because then you can't say shit if you didn't vote. So make sure you vote because we're all voting. We vote all the time. And it's very cool and very easy and very fun.
And isn't it public information that you can look up if you have or haven't voted?
You can see if someone didn't vote or not.
Yeah, do you really want that out there that you didn't vote?
Yeah,
because I can't stand people who talk politics and then you look up
and
their voting history and they've never voted. So I'm like, why does your opinion really matter if you didn't do your civic duty?
And it can be a little scary if you've never voted before. I know a lot of people, this is the last election was 4 years ago. There's a lot of people who have just turned 18, 19, 20. It's very easy. It's very fun.
And you got to start somewhere. I will say 2020 was the first election I ever voted.
Yeah.
I think me too.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't vote the first time?
No, I didn't know. I wasn't into any of this at all.
I didn't vote till after college.
And I feel like a lot of people get shamed for that.
Yeah. Well, I think
you have a very political family. I feel like your dad is
but
really
I was also a student. I feel like when I was on campus, everyone was like, vote, vote, vote. They had all the polls set up.
Sure. And I was like, I'm drinking. So what I'm saying is don't feel ashamed. There's always a starting point and it's easy.
And honestly, you can just fill out who you want for president, right? And you can just leave everything else blank.
You don't have to fill everything out.
Because it is very overwhelming. Because it's a lot of things you don't even know.
But do your research. It's fun sitting down, watching all the YouTube videos of all the people who are running for their positions. I love looking people dead in the eye to see if I think that they're crazy or...
Ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, and local elections are really important too, because that kind of determine things like where budgets go to teachers or where budgets go for roads and stuff. So local elections matter. But the election's coming up. It's really not that hard. You can do it. We believe in you.
Guys, Tim is so cute.
He's from Nebraska. Do it for me.
He's so cute. He's a Vikings fan, Skull.
So tweet at him. Also, try to get him on the pod.
He brought a team, his high school team, when he started coaching them, they were 0-27. And he started coaching this football team. And then they won the state champions within 3 years.
Yeah. So sweet. He also was the guy who led the GSA.
Yes.
Gay Straight Alliance, in 1999.
Yeah.
When
it was
literally marriage was legal for gay people.
Yeah.
He's an angel.
And he did it because he was the football coach. He was like, I want to show the football people.
I love him. And he's
also,
a cat.
Donald Trump appointed him to the Governor's Alliance when Trump was president. Yep. So, both sides.
So Trump does like him.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with him.
The thing is too, if Trump wins, sorry, we can move on right after this, but if Trump wins, if Trump loses, it'll be, they stole the election again. It's just already
it'll
known.
be something.
It'll be something like that.
Yeah. I kind of think it's going to be a 50-state landslide, but we'll see.
You think?
I think it's going to be insane, but only if people vote.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I don't know,
Only
50
if you
state.
vote. No,
Vote
I mean,
for Kamala and
yeah, no third party, none of that nonsense.
Well,
That's our opinion here,
yeah.
but
and it should be yours.
And if you work at the White House, please invite us. Just
Oh
to,
my God, could you imagine?
I would just love to
yeah,
go.
or if you work for someone who's like running or something,
Yeah, like
email us.
we'll teach Kamala the apple dance.
I was just gonna bring Tim doing the apple dance with Tim. Love him.
I bet he's already done it.
Oh,
Has
for
he?
sure, with his
Yeah,
daughter, I'm sure.
Definitely.
He said it's Brett Summer.
He did. Well, he was like confused. He's like, my daughter said it's Brad Summer. He's so cute.
He's just very. It's
really-
crazy how normal he is.
Yeah.
He's got to be. I fear he would be the most normal person in that White House.
I mean, Twitter has been like incredible ever since he was,
Nominated.
yeah. But I saw one this morning that was like, Tim Walz is the guy who teaches you how to drive stick shift and doesn't raise his voice one time. And I was like, that's tea.
Yeah, he's like surprisingly normal.
Yeah. Also, when Taylor Swift was in town, made it like National Taylor Swift Day. When Beyonce was in town, made it like National Beyonce Day.
Wow.
So like,
He's got my vote.
if not enough reason, that should be.
And I love that he's like very. It's very like well known. He has a cat. It's just like a funny JD Vance.
dog.
He's a
Like,
cat
yes.
guy. That's what it is. He's tapping into the
Well, he
cat.
has a dog too.
Oh, he does.
Right.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
he
Also,
loves the
he
cats.
posted a thing like when you don't get Taylor Swift tickets. Like,
Yeah,
and he,
that was iconic. I was like,
he posted his dog. I saw this yesterday. His dog is a black like pit mix, and someone was saying that those are the least likely dogs to get adopted at shelter. So they were like, he's an angel.
God. Love this man.
get Kamala out of there. Let's just put,
No, can he be president? That'd be sick.
well, that's our advice for voting.
Yes.
Make sure you're registered. It's super fun. Tell all of your friends because young people historically do not vote.
No.
This is okay. Can I end on one last thing?
Yeah.
Keep going.
We've all seen the crazy people who are like, I don't know. I just think, like they have a crazy opinions about things. All of those people vote and their vote counts.
Yeah.
So like for every crazy person you see, you need you and a friend to vote to like make sure that their vote
Doesn't count.
doesn't count, but we need it. It's just a numbers game. And voting is really important. And young people historically don't do it. A lot of young people watch the show. Don't let the boomers decide this one. We can.
Should it be a national holiday?
It should be.
It should be.
It should be. I think
Yeah.
people
Like
should
no
get off
work.
work.
We
But
should
then
have the
I
day
also
off.
think people would be like, I have the day off. I'm not leaving my house.
Aren't you jobs supposed to allow you to go vote though?
They say that, but like
they don't.
worker rights are not necessarily the strongest here. But
That's why
yeah.
mail-in ballots are nice.
What is?
Mail-in ballots.
Yeah. Although I don't know. I feel like some people are going to try and
It's so annoying.
But anyway,
Like
that's our.
steal
It's literally like impossible to do.
mailboxes.
No, but like whatever. It's this
Claim that the election was stolen again.
Yes.
Back then with
Whatever, let
polling
them.
booths, there used to be like a crank or a lever. What did that lever do?
Maybe like sealed your.
Vote.
I don't know if there was ever a crank like a slot machine.
Wasn't it?
Yeah,
to,
it was
to,
like to punch
Yeah,
the
the hole
hole.
punch.
Oh, in Florida, yeah.
And
the
then
hanging
the
Chad.
hanging
Even in-
Chad was a thing, and it was like some of the whole punches didn't fully come off, so they'd be hanging there. And
yeah.
like some of it didn't count because it wasn't a full punch, and it was like this whole thing. So now they do it differently.
Yeah. I was also thinking about this too. If you're 20 years old, Donald Trump has been in the political sphere for
God.
half of
Like,
your life.
yeah, that's. I mean, they don't even know what like.
Yeah, like
it is like
Obama,
without-
Romney. Like I was rewatching The Newsroom season 1.
The hot men.
Yes,
There's just a bunch of uggos up there.
except Tim.
No, Tim's a cutie. Like if I couldn't get a hot DILF, like I'll go with like cutie
Nice Midwestern
angel.
dad, yeah. Anyway, we'll move into our advice section now. But or
I
Matt,
have
you have
another
something else?
question.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're the governor of a state and then now you're appointed to be the vice president nominee, what happens to your governor
I
position?
believe that you appoint your replacement.
Okay.
Yeah.
To any, it can be
I
anybody.
think it can
to
be
come
anyone. I
in,
think it's
and
an
the people
appointment.
don't have a say in who you're appointing.
I mean, I don't think so. I think it's an appointment. Yeah.
Oh, but it's not like there was like the vice governor moves up, or
I don't think
and
so.
takes
But I
that
imagine
position?
it's like in the
I feel like they would trust him.
yeah. But that's also why people pick governors instead of Congress people, because if you pull someone out of Congress now, that's like someone from your party, they lost their seat and they have to have a new election for them, I think.
Okay.
But Yeah, voting's fun. Get your sticker. Honestly, that is such a sick thing to get.
Should we do like a meetup at a bar?
What do you mean?
And you only get entry if you've got your proof.
that you voted.
Oh, yeah.
No, we can't bribe. Remember Tana did that with Joe Biden, nudes for Joe Biden.
Oh,
She got in
boy.
trouble.
No, that's not bribing, but it's like, we're hosting an event at this bar if you
Yeah.
voted.
Oh, yeah. And also a voter registration drive we could do, like a meetup where you can only come if you register to vote.
Cool.
Okay.
Let's talk
No
about
matter
it.
what state you're in, there's no such thing as red states and blue states. Every
It's
state.
the United States.
Yes.
The 50 nifty.
United States.
Okay, we are going to get into your advice, but I do have some updates for you guys
Ooh.
from the last episode we
Oh,
did.
Okay.
Okay.
Slay.
First being the Clay Jensen story, where it was the girl who had been in a relationship for 5 years, who had previously like had a 2-month relationship with this guy named Clay
Oh.
Jensen, and then he reached out to her like,
I've never stopped thinking about you.
Yes.
and she
What
was.
happened? Tell me.
She was like, should I tell my boyfriend if like I go get coffee
Oh,
with him or
yes.
whatever?
Yes.
She emails.
This is like a season 2 cliffhanger.
Oh, just you wait. So she emailed back saying, okay, so update. I forgot to mention that Clay and I now live even further away from each other, 7 hours. Anyways, I have a teaching conference in a city nearby, and I've decided to go the Matt route and get coffee. She then emails back. Plot twist. Clay got a DUI and went to jail the night before we were supposed to meet. So I'm going to take that as a sign.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Whoa.
Wow.
That is a sign.
That is a sign.
God exists. He's
Great.
real, and he did that.
If you didn't believe, now you do.
But if she never agreed to like, getting coffee, there would have been correspondence and she would have known about the DUI, right?
Yeah, she agreed. She was like, we were gonna get coffee,
And then he got
and
the
then the
DUI.
night before he
Did
got
it
a
say if
DUI.
she told her boyfriend, though?
No.
She didn't say that, and I'm assuming she did not.
No.
Yeah,
of course
I
not.
don't think she did.
Because she
Yeah.
said, "I'll take it as a sign."
It was going to be a movie, and now it's not.
That is quite a plot twist.
That is
Sorry, I'm in
crazy.
jail.
Sorry, I
funny.
got a DUI.
Okay. Then there was a story of the girl who didn't know if she wanted to leave her fiance. They had been together for 3 years. They got engaged in June, but she feels like she had outgrown the relationship
Oh, I
and that
remember
like
this.
he wasn't putting in equal effort. Like she was always the one who would like plan things for them, and she like brought it to his attention, and he was like, "I'll try better, whatever."
Is this the one where she was like, I was trying on wedding dresses and I was like not feeling it?
Yes,
Yeah.
and she also remember she was like, "It was my birthday, and he didn't do anything
Yeah.
for me."
Oh, right.
As for the update, we broke up.
Yeah.
It's crazy. These are real people.
I
You gotta
know.
watch the
I'm
show.
so Reddit.
Well, I was looking at the comments the other day, and they were like, "Oh my god, I didn't know like
Did
my
we-
fellow listeners were."
Did we encourage her
Yeah, we
to
were like break up with
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
We're changing lives.
We're saving cancer patients. We're ending relationships.
We're getting people to vote.
Okay. We
Was it
broke up.
based on our advice?
Well, I'll read to you what
Okay.
she said. She said, there was a lot of back and forth. I really could not make my mind up, but ultimately I knew I did not want to get married. Initially, we called off the wedding, but that still left me with questions about where the relationship was going to go. At that point, it seemed like it would be best for us to go our own ways for now. If it is ever going to work out between us, I think we need this time to be on our own for a while. It has been heartbreaking and sad, but also sort of exciting. I think once I get over the initial shock of no longer being in the relationship and fully being out of our shared apartment, I will feel a huge weight off my shoulders. I really do love this person, and he's going to therapy and working on himself, but I think this time to be on our own is vital for both of our well-being. And then we had questions that she's following
Okay.
up. She said, to answer some of y'all questions, we had booked a venue. We were having a small private elopement and then an after party. So we had already booked the venue for December 21st. I knew from early on that I wanted this venue, so it was booked very quickly after getting engaged. I had also purchased my dress. We are losing out on the deposit, and I will be keeping my dress because it's beautiful and maybe we'll get a chance to wear it one day.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I already have my dress.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's that.
That's crazy. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, good for not sticking to something that you didn't feel good about, because 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now, you don't want to be stuck in a relationship with someone that you're not feeling it with.
100%. And like that, holy shit, takes so much like,
Strength.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
If an engagement is called off, do you give the engagement ring back
I
to
think
the
that's
guy
like a whole
who-
debate.
Yeah, that's a big debate.
100% would.
I would
Give
too.
it back?
Yeah, I would feel
Yeah.
too weird.
I wouldn't want it either. Like
Yeah.
even if I wore it on a different finger, I'd still be like,
To me, it's like so like when you keep it, I don't know. Like, because to me, it's like just a symbol of like
Yeah, why would
what
you
your
keep that?
relationship is.
Exactly.
Not like, oh, it's a diamond, I get to keep it.
Wouldn't you want your money back?
No, well, I mean, if I were the guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, I don't understand women that are like, well, you gave it to me.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
like,
I
okay,
think some women are just like, I love diamonds. And like,
Of
I'm
course.
keeping it. And it's like,
but I'm like,
I
this
don't
is a
get that.
representation of our relationship that no longer exists.
No, I'd be like, why am I wearing this
I
still?
saw a TikTok of a woman on a jet ski, and she was like, "Oh, I'm on vacation with my friends, and he cheated on me." So, and then she took her diamond ring off and just threw it in the
Yeah.
water.
It's gotta
No.
be fake. It's gotta be fake.
It has to be,
that
right?
I'm fine with.
That's a fake viral video.
And that's
That
a
is-
ring from Walmart.
Rage bait.
yeah, just rate. That's
Yeah.
total.
Because
Okay.
all the comments were like, "You can get money for that."
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's crazy that I'm sorry, but this is like, imagine, I don't know what podcast y'all listen to. I know we all listen to like Smartless maybe.
Only for the first 5 minutes, though.
Yeah, but like imagine you're listening to Smartless and like Jason Bateman and Sean Hayes are like, you know what, Mike? I really think you should like break up with this girl. Like you're like, someone's listening to
I
us.
know.
Yeah.
Their show that they like listen to for fun and we're like involved
like-
in their lives now. The internet's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the final and I would say hottest topic was the girl with the investing boyfriend.
A lot of people,
Yes.
by the way, disagreed with us on that.
Because we were calling him lazy.
I mean,
No, she called him lazy.
she called him lazy, but we
Oh.
were also kind of agreeing that like if you're not on the same page as him financially, you're not going to change him, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, I think for me, it was just like, you have tried to get him to do this. He won't do it. This is just like who he is. And if you want to
Yes.
be with a person who is the opposite of that, then like you
Yeah.
shouldn't be with him. Like to
Wasn't
me, it has
I
nothing
trying-
to do.
Was I
You
trying to be
guys-
a little bit more constructive about
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And,
Mike
how
was
about
like,
intro-
you should hold his hand through this process and like get him to do it, blah, 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 blah. But like to me, it wasn't even about the money. It was just like, this is kind of just like.
Is the plot twist that he bought a bunch of Dogecoin and he
left
turns
her.
out to be a millionaire?
It does
left
give
her.
more context that I feel like probably would have been like
Oh,
better in the
okay.
first episode because we were just like, why do you care so much about him investing?
Okay.
Got it.
So she said basically 3 years ago was the first time I brought up investing to my boyfriend. He definitely is on the same page as me and believes investing is beneficial and he has the money to do so. I'm not forcing him to consider investing. It is something we both have talked about before and he wants to do it. Ever since then, I've brought it up so many times since then, like every few months, and I'll nudge him and be like, hey, you said you wanted to invest and the stocks are low right now, so this might be a good time to buy. So kind of like what you
Yeah.
said she should do. And he keeps saying that he'll get to it. And he's been saying this for the past 3 years. He literally already has an account created, which you told her to do for him. And I've told him which stocks he should buy. I've even also offered to sit down and do it with him. But he never initiates that. He literally just needs to make the transaction, which should really take no more than 10 minutes. I know it seems like he may have some ulterior motive for not wanting to invest, but trust me, he doesn't. He is literally just a lazy person. And he admitted this and says he'll work on it, but he doesn't really, which is why I want him to have the initiative to invest because he said he would, and I don't want to be the one to have to push him because I've already pushed him enough. If he had invested his money when I first brought it up to him 3 years ago, he would have made $20,000 by now, and he knows that.
Damn.
Like that could have been our future kids' college tuition right there. And I want to clarify, the money is not for me, it's for our future. We live in an extremely high cost place of living, which unfortunately means he is considered low income in our area, which I feel like is also difficult because I have dreams of buying a house and having a higher combined income would really help that. Like I said in my previous email, he's also lazy with job searching. I feel like even if he wants a new, more higher paying job, he wouldn't put in the effort to get it. In fact, the only reason he got a job to begin with is because he works at his dad's company.
Oh boy.
His laziness also transcends into other things. Like whenever we plan a vacation, I'm the one taking care of everything and planning and the scheduling and the itinerary. Even when we hang out, it's mostly me doing the mental load of planning and remembering stuff. Sometimes I just want to turn off my brain and rely on him like he can do with me, but I can't do that. I've communicated how I feel and he just says he'll work on himself to improve, but he keeps making false promises.
So they broke up?
I don't know. I don't think so.
She was just giving more context
Yeah.
to the
Gotcha.
situation.
Just making it worse.
Yeah.
Like, it turns out to just be way worse.
Well, I'm
than-
glad that because I was curious why she deemed him lazy, and I was like, if it's just this, then I'm like, well,
Right.
That's
but
why
it-
to me, I was like, I feel like this is
There's
just like
more.
one thing that kind of like
Yeah.
is like
I think the working
trickling.
for his dad's company too is kind of an indication of like the type of kid he probably was.
He's probably
the
just very
life he had.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Didn't need to face any adversity to get into positions, but
That's crazy knowing you could have made $20,000 into that.
Honestly, can you email us your stock tips? Because I want to make these investments.
Yeah.
What are your, please, I would love to know what you
That
suggest.
is so
Insider
funny.
trading.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi.
Do people think that she insider trades or whatever?
No, she just has the best stock picks ever.
Oh.
Like,
I
you
mean,
could
no.
look at her.
Nancy Pelosi is for sure doing insider trading.
Maybe.
My whole Twitter was like filled with it yesterday.
That she's an insider trader?
Yeah, like they were, I don't want to bring it up because it'll be so past the time that it all happened.
Sure.
So never mind.
Yeah. I mean, she's worth like $100 million, and the salary for being a senator is like $200 to $300K, I think. So,
Whoop.
yep.
Damn. Okay. My fiance's dad is letting us live in one of his houses that is a prime location by the water. He lives 4 hours away. His dad is the one who encouraged us to move here and has always been very excited about it. We pay him rent and also cover all of the bills, but it doesn't feel truly ours. He's constantly staying with us for days.
Oh.
I understand why he wants to spend time here because it's a cute little area, but he invites his friends and leaves messes everywhere.
Oh, no.
It's almost getting to the point where I'd rather spend all of my money on a shitty apartment that's just mine so no one can come unannounced.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound ungrateful because we definitely couldn't afford to live in this area without this opportunity, but where do I draw a line? My fiance is not bothered by this at all and actually enjoys when his dad comes. I guess I'm just mainly worried for the future when we begin our family and want space.
Yeah.
Are they
that's-
paying rent?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're paying rent.
Bills,
They pay the
everything.
bills.
Rent.
Yeah.
And they're by the water?
Yeah.
How close?
Prime location.
Can you see the ocean? Can you hear the ocean? There
Sounds
are some
like it.
things here. Where,
I mean, no.
and you're gonna marry into this property too.
Well, hold on.
True.
If you're paying rent, this guy should not have carte blanche as if it's like his house too. We all pay rent or whatever when you
100%.
pay rent
I
to a
agree.
Our
landlord.
landlord just shows up.
The landlord is
Come
not
on
showing
in.
up with their
Yeah.
friends and leaving messes. Like, yeah, it's your friend's
That
dad,
would
but
bother me so
if
bad.
you're
Fiance's
paying
dad.
rent, to a place, that is your place.
Yeah.
100%.
If they weren't paying rent, I'd be like, well,
Right. Yeah. If you're living
You
there for
just gotta
free,
be like, hey,
still-
Bill, can you just give us a heads up on when these dates are that you're playing? When he's staying days, that's an issue.
And bringing friends?
yeah.
and leaving
hello.
messes. Not.
I need to know how many square feet this place is too.
I don't think it really matters.
I know.
Like,
It's just an
Well,
invasion of space.
I'm curious too, because if it's like a really big place, and it's
But
like,
I would just be like, okay, then I'm not paying to live here.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut the rent if you can split it with me.
I know, but if I was in a massive beach house,
But it's,
and
you
my
can't have it both
father-in-law
ways.
was coming,
You're
but
either-
if it was big enough to where he could party on like the
different
deck,
floors.
and I'm still enjoying my space, I just need to know, like, is this a 1,200
yeah,
square
because
Does
foot?
it
also
really
if
matter?
it's tiny, then it's
you
like
want to
even
live in
worse.
your. Imagine the house you have right now with Patricia. If
I
like,
wouldn't want that. No, I would not like that if my father-in-law was coming over and partying all the time. For
I just think
days
about it
on
like
end.
the landlord. The landlord is just
Yeah.
coming to party
Yeah.
anytime. Like, yeah, it's your father-in-law.
And then you have to pick up after him.
Yeah, the lines are just a little
Either you're
blurry,
paying
I think,
rent.
there.
and you have the place to yourself.
Yeah,
Or,
or
you're getting the favor and you're taking the stuff that comes along with it.
I agree.
Totally.
That's
They should renegotiate their
Yes.
lease.
Please update us.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
like a
would-
really cool beach house. Like the,
Can you invite
it's
us?
also like he lives 4 hours away. So like anytime he comes, like he's
It's at
obviously
least a
staying
day.
there.
yeah. Ugh.
yeah. He's
You need to
treating
talk
it-
to your fiance and be
Yeah.
like, listen, this is like a boundary we need to set here
Yeah.
because I'm uncomfortable.
And
also, the money's just going like kind of back to him for his
Yeah.
own deal. Like I feel like
It's weird
they'd
that
be
he's charging
profiting.
rent.
Yeah.
I don't like this.
I don't like this.
And I'm with you. Get your own place. Like, you're with your fiance.
But it's crazy how it's gotten so bad where she says she would rather live in a shitty apartment
Spend all her money,
Yeah.
she
than
said.
living in this. I'm just picturing
Beach
a beach
house.
house.
I know.
Well, she said the water. It could be a lake house.
Could be a lake house.
Which, like,
That's true.
But then I'm like, okay, so you have a pontoon boat, jet ski. Like, what else do you have access to?
That's like,
There
what are
are
the
a
amenities?
lot of like pros that
I
I'm
know.
seeing in this where I'm like, I don't know.
I know.
As long
but
as I can
then
sit on a dock by the
knowing
water
you-
and read a book.
Yeah, but like you would be calling Mike up and be like, oh, Patricia's dad is here again.
Okay, she needs to talk to her father-in-law. You need to have a conversation and set some boundaries and expectations on when this is happening. He needs to make a deal with you where it's like, you can have our place, but put us up like in a hotel while
Right,
you
yeah,
guys are gone. I want
yeah.
a staycation out of this because this isn't fun.
Yeah.
So
when you pay
need
rent,
to
you have rights to the place. Like, if you pay pay
call
rent.
the cops when he shows up.
My landlord keeps breaking in.
There are laws about landlords coming,
Yeah.
and like you have
I
to
know.
get a heads
24-hour
up.
notice, baby.
The lines
Yeah.
are just so
But
blurry.
if
'cause
my
it's dad.
father-in-law was doing that, I'd have a conversation with my father-in-law about it.
Yeah.
We
So
also-
you need to like, it's just a conversation to have.
Also, like the fiance, the husband, whatever, he needs to understand like the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
He's being a little bit of dumb guy. Well, it's my dad. What am I going to do? Like,
Yeah, like you have fun. He
why
has
don't
fun.
I mean? It's like, should she invite her mom over for a week and have her mom bring all of her friends to play mahjong? Like,
Yeah.
no, the fiance would not like that. So maybe you have to like give him a different perspective on it.
What's mahjong?
It's like a game old women play.
Oh, okay.
Like in Crazy Rich Asians,
I don't remember.
you know where like she's playing that scene with like the
I don't
mother-in-law.
know.
Oh, mahjong. It's pretty cool.
I feel like I don't know. When I think about like old ladies playing games,
Yeah.
What's parcheesi?
I don't know.
Oh, I thought like Jewish ladies play that. No.
You are a Jewish lady. Okay.
Oh, so you're fluid.
My name is Kennedy,
Hi, Kennedy.
Hi, Kennedy.
Thanks for being
Hi.
a listener.
and I am 23, and I've been working at my company for 11 months.
And my dad is running for vice
I
president.
graduated from UT Austin
Texas fight.
in May of 2023, hook 'em, and had a hard time finding a. Wait, what's the symbol? So just rock on.
Hook 'em horns.
But it's like bull horns, right? Or bull? What is
Yeah.
it? A bull?
But that's rock
It's
on.
a longhorn.
What is that? A type of animal?
Yeah, a longhorn.
You know, like Longhorn
it's like
Steakhouse.
it's a cattle. It's a cattle with the horns that go out
like
like that.
steak? Steakhouse?
Longhorn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Longhorn. Yeah, it's like rock on, but
Yeah,
like I
rock
think it's
on.
more like taught like this,
Yeah.
and rock on's more
Oh,
like,
like
this.
the H in hot to go. Got it. I
Exactly.
had a hard time finding a job right when I graduated. Well, I had one and it was a pyramid scheme, so I quit my first
Oh,
hour
no.
there.
MLM
And then
babe.
had a difficult time finding a new job after that. My degree is in communications, whatever that means. So
As was mine.
Same.
Me too. And I
What? You guys are all
liked,
communications majors?
yeah, just because I needed to pick a major that was
Same.
like easy.
Okay.
And I like the idea of working in marketing, PR, etc.
Okay.
I found my current job through a friend of a friend of a friend and have been here since August of 2023. And simply put, I hate it. It is a teeny team, 4 people, all over the age of 45, aka I have no friends here, and they are always so concerned with everything I do and every move I make. My
Ugh.
actual job functions are fine, but my boss is actually so crazy and manipulative and is so hot and cold in her mood. Maybe she's menopause. I make pretty bad money, and when I asked for a raise at the quarter, I was told, you don't do more than when you started. I'm just holding you to a higher standard. Everything I want you to do is in your job function as a supporting role. Ever since I asked for the raise, she has been such a bitch and so rude. I want to quit, but I have no other plan. Do I risk it, quit, and wait tables or something like that if I can't find anything soon, or do I stick it out until I find something else?
Usually, well, first of all, any job that requires you to invite friends or pay money up front to get the job is a scam.
MLM.
Well, she
Flat
left
out.
that one.
She left that
I'm just
one.
saying for
Oh,
general
okay.
advice,
Got it,
like
got it,
young
got it.
people listening, if someone comes to you and tells you they have a great opportunity, but you need to recruit some friends or you need to pay $400 to get your kit or whatever the fuck
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah.
it is a scam 100% of the time.
Or a cult.
Or a cult.
Yes.
They're really good at convincing you that it's not, but it is. Good for you for quitting. That said, usually you want to find your next job before you
Yeah.
quit the current one.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
like be on the hunt, look for a new job, hit I don't even know how do people find jobs these days. LinkedIn, Indeed.
ZipRecruiter? No.
ZipRecruiter?
That's more for hiring.
I saw TikTok last night, and it was a kid who just graduated college. He said he's applied to 2,500 jobs, got 47 interviews, and heard back from 0 of them.
Oh my God.
I think it's really tough out there right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to sound like is that even possible?
Yeah. I think a lot of people are having like a very hard time.
2,500 jobs.
Yeah.
To me, I mean, again, I might be completely wrong here. I feel like there's user error there. Either like there's something wrong with your resume, you're not applying to the right jobs, like maybe your experience is not lining up, but
I would
if
just-
you repeat the same thing over and over again and you're not getting the result, like you have to change something. Although getting 47 interviews and getting 0
know.
responses sounds fucking brutal.
I think
Yeah.
that's when you have to like backdoor and talk to people personally that you know.
Well, he made a
And
TikTok. He was like,
get-
this is my like last ditch effort. Like,
yeah. That's, I don't know. I've never been able to like, I've never gotten a job from just like an online submission,
Like applying?
and got the interview, and that every job I've gotten has been through a personal connection where I've reached out to someone going, hey, notice you work at this place. Are you guys hiring? And based on my connection through them, I've gotten an interview and secured it, but I knew someone on the other side every time.
I mean, that is the best way to get a job, is with someone that you know. That's why
Yeah.
it's good to like go to networking events, and go when you go to college, like the network you make is more important than what you learn.
Yeah, and stay friends with the people who
Yeah.
are doing
Yeah.
cool things.
Yeah.
I always do.
Yeah.
But
My networking events were keg in a backyard.
But also then I think this is an opportunity, if you have enough time and flexibility in your schedule with this job, to find out what your passion project really is. And whether, I know you're a communications major, but if you do like making content, or you want to do a side gig, social media consulting for another brand and stuff.
There's also like, you
that's-
could like go on like Upwork and do like copywriting, or I don't know. There's different ways to like make money.
Fiverr.
Fiverr, completely.
Upwork. But I would say for the job that you're at right now, kind of just put in the fucking bare minimum effort. Like it doesn't, I mean, I don't think they're going to fire you if it's a small office. Maybe they will, but just be a little bit less invested in the current job. Do as little as you can to stay employed, and then put all your other time and energy into finding a new job.
Great answer.
Especially since your boss is a bitch.
Yeah, like you don't owe them anything. A job is just a paycheck, so just don't do anything else besides that for this job.
My girlfriend compliments me, but not as often as I would like. I brought this up with her, but now I just feel weird every time she does it, because it now kind of feels like I asked for it. That's why she's doing it, instead of genuinely coming from her. Same goes with a different scenario, but kind of the same context. She bought a Whoop, which I looked up, and it's like a Oura ring type
I've seen
thing.
those.
Yeah.
Whoop.
Never heard
oh,
of
yeah,
that.
the Whoop
Oh yeah,
watches.
it's like the one that kind of just looks like
without a screen.
It doesn't have,
I don't know.
looks like a
Fitness
freaking
tracker.
dog leash.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
She wore it for the first time when we were out with some friends, and so as expected, one of them asked about it. She never told me about getting one, and so it was also my first time learning about it when she was talking about it with our friend. I told her that I would have appreciated it if she shared with me when she got it weeks ago, because I felt as if I know nothing about a new hobby that she likes. Now when she shares her results from the app, I feel like she is just saying it because I told her to do so.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like this person doesn't really like you.
Well,
Like,
it's all,
would you be that offended if like your
No.
girlfriend got a
My thing is, I think he was already sensitive to the fact that she like doesn't really communicate things to him, and he feels like he's like forcing her to like say these things. And so when like another thing happened, it's like, well, I already talked to you about
Yeah.
like sharing stuff with me, and like
that would
now
drive me, I'm sorry, that would drive me insane. I'd be like, I got an Apple Watch.
yeah, I
Whoop-de-doo.
guess.
but what if you got an Apple Watch? You didn't tell him, and then like you're at this podcast, and you're like, oh, I got an Apple Watch, and he was here, and he's just like, wait, you got an Apple Watch? He's gonna feel weird about that.
I mean, Nolan wouldn't.
How often are they having one-on-one time together? Are they going to get dinner? Are they having dinner dates and catching up and
Bro.
having good long back and forth of like, how's your week? What are you up to? Like, it seems like there's not a lot of one-on-one communication happening, or making time for one-on-ones
Yeah.
to be happening too.
Also, why are you feeling like this is forced? Like,
Because he asked her to do it. And it's like the classic, like, I want you to just want to do it, not me tell you to do it.
Like, hey, I could use a compliment every once in a while, but then like
But then it feels like it's forced.
it's like, your hair looks great today.
it probably feels like it's forced because she's consistently like not sharing with him.
yeah. Like if I told Nolan, like, I want you to tell me my outfits are cute or something, and he
Yeah.
was like, I came downstairs the next day, he's like, your outfit's cute. I'm like, well, you're just saying that.
Is cute, Carly.
Your outfit is cute.
But then you also like didn't share like fun stuff about your life. Like if TJ, we were out to dinner and he was like, oh, I got a cold plunge or whatever.
Yeah.
And like I didn't know, I'd be like, what?
Yeah, right. You would expect to know that your partner got something new and interesting that they're excited about.
Totally.
You should share that.
Yeah.
Like,
I just think the Whoop watch is not that big of a deal.
no, but it's not that big of a deal. But the
I
fact that she went to
understand.
like her group of friends and was like, oh, I got this watch. It's awesome. And he was like,
I
guess
get it,
if
I
you
get it.
didn't want to tell me that you thought this
Actually,
was awesome.
that's a sign something's really weird.
That's what I'm saying. There's something weird going on here.
That actually is not a good sign.
Your entire, like, physique changed.
The more I'm thinking about that, when I've been in situations where things have been on the rocks,
Yeah.
it's those types of things where they are excluding you from just being in on the loop of sharing
Like
something.
your life.
You are not a priority of sharing things
Yeah, I
with.
got a new car.
Like, I would be so
That's-
excited. I'd be like, oh my God, yeah, like I got this Whoop watch.
But what's weird, because they're in a relationship, if Patricia got a Whoop watch, I'd be like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, because now we're like married. It's weird, like, when you're married, like it kind of changes, but I feel like when you're
Not for me.
when you're in a relationship, that stuff needs to like be talked about.
TJ literally got an
I don't
Aura
know.
ring and didn't
He
tell
did?
me. And I was like, why didn't he was like, I got it on like Amazon Prime Day. I'm like, why didn't you tell me and buy me one too?
Oh, that's what
Yeah, but
Patricia would say to me.
That's different than this scenario.
Sure, but I'm just saying like those kinds of things. I'm like, why didn't you tell me you got that?
Does he
I could
like
see
it?
this girl being like,
He hasn't gotten it yet.
I could see in this relationship, this guy wakes up one day, she's fully packed and is like, oh yeah, I'm going to Bora Bora with my friends. And he's like, oh.
I'm moving. Forgot to tell you.
And like she could just like plan. It seems like she's planning and living a life without this guy. And he's
Yeah.
kind of an afterthought.
I'm also just like, how long have you been together for? Like, what is the background here? Because it's either giving like you just started dating,
Yeah.
or you've been together and she doesn't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'm kind of hearing
It's a
it.
little yikes. But also, he might just be, this person who wrote in might just be, I mean,
A little
thanks for being a
neurotic.
listener, but yeah, maybe you're just like overthinking all of these
Totally.
things, and it's not that big of a deal. And maybe you could ask more questions like, oh, anything exciting happening? What are you interested in? What's anything you're looking to buy? Like,
Yeah.
you could be, I mean, maybe you are, but yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know. There's a lot of unknowns here.
I know. Let us know what happens.
I think just more communication. This is not a breakup or don't break up situation.
No.
Yeah, it's just like a communication thing.
Yeah, just more communication. Tony Robbins says, the quality of your communication
The quality of your communication.
the quality of your communication determines the quality of your life.
Yeah.
It's a good phrase.
She might also just be like a partner who doesn't like, she doesn't find those things important. So like maybe she doesn't realize that you do, even though you like told her you did.
I think the Whoop thing is a big red flag to me. Like being excited about something that you, and then you
I
didn't tell your partner, but you
know.
told all of your friends, and then he's finding out about it for the first time.
Yeah. Or I wonder how excited he gets when she tells her stuff. Maybe he needs to kind of like amp up excitement so she looks forward to telling you things. So it's a positive reaction. If you're kind of lukewarm about anything she's telling you, or if
Yeah, it's
you're
like, I
ever
won't
like,
tell you
why'd you
anything
buy
then."
that? You shouldn't have bought that. You should put your money in a better, like,
Yeah.
maybe you got to look inwards and figure out what type of energy you're giving her.
I feel like he's like, I want to know about your new hobbies.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't realize
Is it
how
until
you're coming
you
off.
see
I
it?
really wonder, like, if we got video submissions of this and we would just be judging, like,
100%.
it would give us so much more
I would
context.
love
Like
that.
replay. Look at her eyes. The way she rolls her eyes in frame 5 here and folds in her arms. Yeah, bro, she is definitely not interested.
Just to
She's
get the
pissed.
vibe, but like just to get the vibe of who these people writing in are, like, oh, this makes sense. Or like, no, you're totally right. This is very normal. But
Also, she could have just like got the Whoop watch and be like, "Oh, that's like a cool thing. I'll just get that," and like doesn't really think about it that much. And maybe her friends were like, "Oh, is that the watch?" And she was like, "Oh yeah," and then that's how it. Maybe she doesn't really care. You know?
I'm picturing being the guy at the bar. Your girlfriend is like telling all of her friends about something, and you're finding out about it for the first time.
Yeah, that sucks.
That's like,
It's like you with our.
like, oh.
yeah,
yeah.
I'm so sorry, Harry.
No, I do hate that feeling.
yeah. That's the feeling that I think he's trying to communicate.
Sometimes I get that way when like TJ, there's like fun emo night stuff happening.
Oh,
And then like I find
yeah.
out, I'm like, why didn't you tell me? That's so cool. But then I remember, I'm like, oh, you literally do like 8 million things
Yes,
a day.
yes,
like
yes.
by the time you get home, like you're not even thinking about that.
Right.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, like I thought I told you. And I'm like,
wrong girlfriend.
your
wrong wife.
Your Whoop is my fun emo night facts. Okay. I am a 30-year-old married man with a 1.5-year-old daughter. About a year ago, my family and I moved to a new city for a job opportunity I had. Since the move, my wife, who stays home with our daughter and works part-time from home, has made many new mom friends and has started to settle really well into our new home. She keeps herself very busy, but still manages to get everything done while being an awesome mom and friend. The move was challenging for her, but she is now thriving, and I'm proud of her. As for me, me, I spend most of my time at work and try to contribute to the household chores, exercise, and spend quality time with my wife and daughter when I get home. Lately, however, I've been feeling quite lonely. I feel a little guilty about this because I have an amazing wife and daughter, but I feel like I need friends and I don't know how to find any. Making friends was never hard for me, but now, as a busy adult, I feel lost. It almost feels like I'm dating again, and it's so hard to put myself out there. I just want a friend or two I can talk to and hang out with occasionally. I'm starting to feel like it's a lost cause. Any advice? And they said, note, I'm also sober and I do have coworkers I like, but most are significantly older than me or not very similar to me socially, if that makes sense.
First question, well, one, I'm sorry. That sucks. It really does suck. The wife, how she has a lot of friends. Do they have husbands?
Right.
Maybe.
That's where my question is, and I'm like, y'all should host something. And I know that he's sober, but like,
it's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. And especially when you're hosting it, I think you guys should host something for your wife's friends to come over with their significant others. Start a supper club and have
knitting club.
Yeah, I think that's a start. That's my first instinct.
You also had, it seems like you said you had friends and you used to be really good at making friends. Just call up some of your old friends that you used to be friends with and just catch up with them and like get back in the
better,
yes.
Yeah, just to like you're not that, I know it feels like you're alone, but you have had friends. Call them up, reconnect with them.
Yeah.
I
think it's okay to feel lonely even though you have like a wife and child. Like you need more than that in life, in my opinion. So
you shouldn't feel guilty if you have needs.
Yeah. No salt.
Also, I don't know how much a 1.5-year-old can be in terms of like, you can't take them to like active places where other dads may be with their 1.5-year-olds, but you can also find like daddy-daughter activities at that age where you can go and meet other dads who are in the same age group boat as you as a dad, and those are great places to meet.
Mm-hmm. You got to leave your house. You got to like go put yourself in positions, and don't also like be on the hunt like, oh, I have to find. It's not like dating. Like
Bumble BFF.
Oh yeah, just download a bunch of dating apps and say just for friends. That'll go over well. No, don't do
Bumble
that.
BFF is just for friends.
Is that a separate app?
No, I thought it's like a
part of it, I think.
Yeah, it's like literally
I wouldn't fuck with downloading any dating apps of any kind, even if they say friends, whatever. But just like get out. First of all, reconnect with your old friends to like get in the headspace of like, oh yeah, I have friends. I feel good, and get that like part of your brain working, and then go to the park. Like go to like a young toddler.
Your local rec center has to be having some type of events for 1-year-olds.
Yeah.
Ask your coworkers if they have kids your age.
So they're so much older.
They're so much older.
Yeah.
Or go play basketball or soccer at the local YMCA or something, and just like go and interact with people for one night.
It's so hard.
What?
To find
do that. Like, I don't think I could ever go to the YMCA by myself.
To try to make friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be daunting.
If I was in a situation where I needed to make friends, I would have to tell myself I'm not there here to make friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm here to put myself out there, and if people respond to my personality, then I make new friends. But the goal is more me expressing myself and trying to connect than like winning somebody over.
Well, it's also not even about friends. Like if you're going to go to the Y, you're going to join the soccer team. Like you're going to play soccer. The friend is like if you're going to make friends, that's a byproduct. It's like you can't expect that. You go, and I think it makes it easier too. Like if you're going to an event or a thing with a purpose, the purpose can't be I have to go meet somebody, because that's like, ugh. But if you're going to go play soccer,
like
you play soccer, you succeeded. Yeah.
And I don't know if like you're active on Facebook, but Facebook has so many community pages and groups of whatever interest you have. Look at like your local city or the closest bigger city to you. There's so many in-person gatherings based on these hobbies, whether you're into cars, you're into comics, or whatever it is. Find those meetups and where those people are hanging out, and Facebook is just a good reason to get back on it.
I will also say, like, I just joined this group on Facebook, and it's about like psychological thrillers, mystery books, whatever. And someone literally posted in there, I saw it this morning, and it was like, hey, is anyone located in this area? Aww. Like, I'm thinking of starting a book club.
Yeah.
Like,
perfect.
And I mean, there's hundreds of thousands of people in these groups. Like, you're bound to meet a person in your city, and like there you already have like an interest that's similar to yours.
I feel like I always say that advice is like just find something you like to do and if you have Facebook, like find groups or whatever, because then when you go to these things, you already have a common ground. So it's not as like...
And you can vet them before. You can go to their page and be like, do I want to hang out with this person?
Also, if you're sober, I feel like AA meetings are probably a good place to meet people too. Like, hop over, see the vibe, meet one or two people. Like, at least you'll know that they're in the same headspace as you as well.
Totally.
Yeah, there's options.
So much you can do.
It's also just a change. Like, did they just move, did he say? So
it's tough.
I think it's normal to feel that way.
A year ago.
Yeah. That's okay.
A year ago with a 1-year-old baby is basically just
huge transitional phase in your life.
It's a year to just like unpack your house.
Yeah, literally.
So
be kind to yourself at the same time. You're getting in a whole new groove of fatherhood and still on diapers.
Yeah.
Go off, King. All right. I need advice on where to start a mental health journey. I am 21 years old and going into my senior year of undergrad. I have struggled with mental health throughout my entire college journey, and I'm sick of it. I know y'all are not doctors, but I need advice on where to begin. I struggle with obsessive thoughts, anxiety, and OCD mostly. Should I see a therapist? Go to a doctor? I do not like talking to my family about this type of stuff. We live in the South, where I've been raised to rub some dirt on my wounds and simply get over it.
Damn.
I would love some advice.
3 words. Get over it. I'm kidding.
Suck
Rub
it up.
some dirt.
I think that, I'm a huge advocate for therapy. I think it's changed my life. But
absolutely,
it's also like so fucking expensive though if you can't.
But you say that you're an undergrad. I know that there's plenty of resources on campus for behavioral resources, I guess. Like,
they might be labeled differently, but it's sometimes like counseling, behavioral health, mental health. Like, go on your class or whatever, not class, school's website, talk to like a dean, get in touch with somebody. I do think most colleges have on-campus counseling. Definitely a good place to start. If you have health insurance or you're on your parents' health insurance, you can definitely get, or not definitely, but should be able to get like therapy paid for by insurance as well if you have the right plan. 100% find a therapist. Yeah. Like
Xanax, baby.
No. Yeah.
Not always anymore.
Also, journal, just like get out a pen and paper and write down all of your thoughts, any anxiety you have, anything you're worrying about, like once a day, write it down. And that's a good way to start releasing some of it. But also, the answer is yes. Go
and
get
even
therapy.
I know that TikTok will bring up a lot of just like mental health tips in general.
Yeah.
Save those. Don't just like them. Create a collection in a folder in your TikTok collections that you can label one as overthinking, anxiety, fear. And when you find yourself in those episodes, it's great to go revisit them as a way of being like, I'm totally not alone.
The good thing is there are like solutions and things that will help. And I know, like, I'm kidding about medication, but it is interesting. I was listening to Whitney Cummings and she said she's on a very, very low dose of Prozac, and she said it got rid of her obsessive thoughts. And I think this girl says she has like ruminating thoughts. She's always
and there's so many long form like YouTube content of mental health stuff. Like you can listen to like Tony Robbins, Joe Dispenza, like Jim Rohn, there's so many people like that you can just start filling your brain with more positive stuff in
who
the
can
process
give you like
of,
tips too.
Yeah, just like to manage your anxieties and stuff. But therapy, we're all in support of therapy. So.
Or if you like something I would do is like find an audiobook for like if you like to go on walks or like do chores or something, and like a mental health one or like one that specifically is something that has to do with how you're feeling, and maybe it'll help you. Or if you want to read, you can read it. But
100%.
I like a good audio. I like audiobooks for like self-help. I haven't done that in a long time, but yeah.
There's a really great gal on TikTok who's very good. Like, you are fine. Nobody is thinking about you. Like, it's very directed to you as the viewer, and it calms me down like so much.
You send me those?
Yeah.
You're like, I am fine.
Yeah.
She's right.
Thank you.
I know. It is so true. It's like literally no one's thinking about you as much as you think they are.
Those ones crack me up, though. They're like, this is your sign to stop and watch if it's coming up on your For You
I know.
page.
I'm like...
And I'm like, nope. It missed me with that. Hoobie wooby. Okay.
Hoobie wooby.
Hoobie wooby Halloween.
What the heck?
Did you delete it?
No, it just like refreshed. Okay. Hi, I'm a longtime listener and viewer of you guys from Jakarta, Indonesia. I literally grew up watching you guys, and I think you guys give really good advice. I am female 24 and Her partner is male, 28. They have been dating for about 6 years. I met him when I was a senior in high school, and he was in his last year of undergraduate school. During our relationship, we continued to grow, and it's been really nice to have each other's support. We literally are each other's last puzzle piece in life. But I feel like we are not growing in the same pace in terms of career growth, even though he did put so much effort. It seems like it's not enough. Let me step back and give you guys the detailed background. I came from an upper middle class family that really value academic and career achievements. I went to one of the best high schools in the island and left my hometown and went to the best university in the country.
High school in Jakarta. Da, 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 da.
Is that a thing?
It's a song. I bet she knows that song.
I got scholarship to spend a semester in Europe and did multiple internships during my uni years and secured a high-paying job in a multinational company right after I graduated. But of course, nobody is perfect. I admit I am really anxious and kind of short-tempered because I have spent my whole life under pressure. In general, I have complex childhood trauma. Meanwhile, my boyfriend is first gen of university graduates. Wow, good for him. His parents live in a suburb and live a humble life. After finishing undergraduate, he continues to work in an advertising agency, but paid very low and got laid off during the pandemic. My mom owns an aesthetic clinic, so I offered him to work on the marketing. He agreed because he needed the money. He then had the initiative to enroll to master's degree because he felt like his previous degree isn't good enough to land a good paying job. So me and him leave our town and went to the best uni in the country at the same time. He was doing master's and I did undergrad. He finished his master's while still working for my mom the whole 2 years. He did try to apply for other jobs, but failed to secure one. After his graduation, his professor offered a job as one of the university staff. He then took the offer because he was desperate, but still is working for my mom remotely. So he works in the university in the morning and works for my mom in the night. I like the way he has the grit and is very hardworking. He's very calm and is very patient and constantly showers me with so much love. The problem is he works 2 jobs but only makes half my salary. I tried to help all I can so he can secure a good paying job, but it feels like nothing works. I even said that I am willing to invest for him to start a small business, but he said it's too risky to lose the money since I am just barely starting to stand on my own feet. I do also realize that privilege plays such a big role, as I was literally raised to secure the bag paying job in the city, and he was raised that to be a kind and happy human being is enough. As my parents start to question about marriage, it's been 6 years, my parents start to doubt him. Although he works for my mom all these years, she feels like a man needs to have a better job and should earn more than me. This, of course, put my boyfriend under so much pressure, and I felt really guilty for making him feel that way. Initially, I was convinced that it's okay to earn more than my man and assured him too, but my parents made me doubtful. I don't know if I can be the breadwinner my whole life as a woman. I told my parents we will wait for another 2 years until he's financially ready for marriage, but to be honest, I'm not sure if 2 years is enough for something big to change because we have been trying so hard in the past 2 to 3 years for him to land a good job. What should I do? Is postponing the marriage for another 2 years the right move? What should I do in that 2 years? Or should I just leave him? But I don't want to be mean. P.S. It will be nice if you comment on... I don't know what that means. Okay, that's it.
Well, it sounds like a cultural thing, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's like a big gender norm where it's like the man has to make more. And she's like, I don't want to be making
Sounds
more.
like a classic Romeo and Juliet story.
So
literally.
Kill yourself.
Together.
Do not do that. That's a joke.
Someone just clips that. Yeah. This is their advice. I feel like he's doing like a lot though. Like he has 2 jobs and it's like...
It's one of those things where I feel like he will never be good enough for like your parents.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think that like if that is really, really important to you, then like you're fundamentally different. Like you were raised so differently. You grew up with different values. And if you like agree with your parents, then like, I don't know, like you can wait another 2 years, but what if he's still working 2 jobs in 2 years? Are your mom still going to call him a loser? And then what?
Yeah.
You break up with him then? I don't know.
It's not really like, she was like, what should I do in those 2 years? Like, you don't need to do anything.
Yeah.
Like it's...
Yeah, postponing the marriage is not going to do anything. Like this sounds pretty locked in in terms of dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like she has anything like much to complain about him as a person. Right?
Exactly.
Right? He works a lot and doesn't make as much money, which also.
But also, I didn't hear that many like great things too about him.
Well, I just think that it's
It
like
just
this
works.
is the
It seems like it works,
It's like
but this is the only issue.
Yeah.
Seems like it, yeah.
Oh my gosh, Carly. Oh my gosh.
It's a sign.
Poking
What?
mine.
Just your Nalgene is funny. It's very like 1990s.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
fucking
trendy.
cool.
It's Y2K, baby.
It's like the sample you get from like the bar mitzvah party pack of like.
A dream. I love Nalgene bottles.
Really?
Yeah, they're great.
They're so old school.
Yeah.
It's just such an effort every time. You have to do like 9 moves to get
You
water.
get a little arm workout.
Every time I want to go boop, boop.
Well, if that won't spill.
I don't even need to tilt my head. That straw is an unbelievable thing.
That looks like it's for a dog. Like you're on a hike and you're like, this is where I pour my dogs.
I would give Paris water out of this. It's extremely functional and
What color is that bottle? Like that looks like one day
beige.
it was once clear when you first
No,
bought it,
she's
and after
beige.
20
She's nude.
years,
She's nude.
it's fine to say you're jealous.
anything but. Did we really get to a final thing on that girl's
I don't know.
advice?
I forget what happened.
It's really, I don't know. I just
It's-
think you should chase your heart
I
Yeah.
agree.
and stay patient.
If you right now are like, it does not matter to me. I love this man so much. We've been together for 6 years. If I am the breadwinner our entire life, it doesn't matter.
That's what it's probably going to end up being.
But if you can sit down and say that to yourself, like, I will marry this man even if I have to support him forever and like he can't provide in the way that like my family wants him to.
Yeah.
But if like there is doubt in your mind, which it kind of seems like there is, like I don't know if it's worth prolonging it for more time.
Right. You're also wasting this guy's life too.
Yeah.
Another 2 years of him struggling. But
it sucks when the doubt comes from something else. Like
Right,
it doesn't originally
external.
come from you, but like parents or something
You're like,
like
oh, my
that.
parents talked to
Situation.
me.
your parents
Yeah.
aren't marrying him. You are. So
I know. But
know,
then she's got to deal with like her
use your
parents
own
not
inner
liking
voice.
him, and then it's like,
But what is the quiet inner voice in you say? That's what you have to listen to.
Listen to the whispers.
What, Matt?
High school in Jakarta.
What is that?
I don't know. It's a song by this artist who's from Jakarta, and I love it.
Have you heard the Italian guy from the 70s or 80s who made the song that's like fake gibberish in English just to see if it would hit the charts?
Yeah.
I love that song.
Oh. Yeah.
You know the song?
did it hit the charts?
Yeah, this guy in Italy was like, any song that is in English will hit the top of the charts in Italy.
Oh.
And he just basically sang it in gibberish English, like "Hangder riv zibba," and it hit the top of the charts, and it's a fucking awesome song.
Yeah.
But apparently, also Americans thought that it was Italian, and so it hit the charts in America too, and it was this big crossover hit.
That's
and
funny.
the song was just like a loop, and he improvised the whole thing, so he like couldn't even sing it again because
Oh,
it was just
shit.
literally improvised, and
Wow.
it's so fun to
He's
listen
like
to.
headlighting Lollapalooza. I think, oh fuck, I can't remember the
I
lyrics.
love that new TikTok sound where it's like, Mr. Beat.
Oh, emergency paging Dr. Beat.
Yeah.
That's a good
I'm like, I don't know that one. I saw
neither.
like one yesterday, and I was like, I don't know what this is.
paging Dr. Beat.
No, I don't know what that is.
Apparently, it's like a Gloria Estefan song that was like from the 80s that they then remixed like in like the early 2000s, and then this is another remix of that.
I love that this is coming out in September and everyone will be like, oh my God, Matt, that was
Paging Dr.
so
B.
last month.
Oh yeah, the TikTok trend.
It's a good nostalgia episode. Remember, guys, remember Paging Dr. Beat?
We don't do that anymore on TikTok, but
No. I don't, I mean, I can read this one.
Oh, can we just chat? Or wait.
Yeah, no,
Let's
I'm happy to just
chat.
continue chatting, but everyone looked at me and I was like, no.
Oh, I thought you were pulling one up. No, Paging
Aaron,
Dr.
what are you
Beat.
wearing?
It's like people are showing off their outfits, but the song is so
Emergency.
catchy.
It's called Mr. Beat.
Paging Dr. Beat. Emergency.
Changing Dr. Beat.
Also, every time I see Babs, I'm like, oh, I got to send this to Carly and Aaron, and then I always
Who's
forget.
Babs?
I love Babs.
I know.
You can always send it to me.
is she a therapist?
No, she's
I
the one who
forget.
like teaches you how to do cleaning
Emergency?
products. You haven't heard this?
She's just
No.
showing her gym outfits.
Yeah, it's just people showing their outfits, but the song is like pretty catchy.
You guys are just watching girls try on clothes?
No, most of mine have been like it might have been an ad of like a little boy who's like smiling.
I heard the song.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is catchy. And then I looked at the trend and I was like, oh, I don't really like this trend. But
You should do it.
I found the song on YouTube, so that's why I just pulled it up.
You should do a dance on TikTok. That's so funny.
No.
Do the apple dance.
Emergency
We could teach it to you.
That one looks so fucking hard.
It's not.
really
so
easy.
Because there's like the quick up to the side one.
Nah, you just gotta do it on the beat.
We'll film it after this.
Oh God, that'll be way old by the time this comes out.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Extremely.
Do you guys
Like,
remember the
what's
Apple Land?
Well, the English thing, I was gonna say, I think it was in high school, and I remember this YouTube video. It was like, here's what English sounds like to people who don't speak English, and it's crazy listening
Carmen
to
and
it.
Marvin,
Yeah, just like
Simlish.
I do feel like I'm listening, but I can't tell what they're saying.
Yeah.
Very weird.
Or it's like this is what it sounds like without subtitles on.
Yes.
Where people just can't hear it.
Yeah.
As someone who when I go abroad and I have flight anxiety, it's always hard when the staff is all French or something because they start in French.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what's the flight time? How I listen to what the pilot says when he comes on, and TJ literally has headphones in and is doing whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I need to know where's the turbulence gonna be? What's the flight time? And then there's jamais plus, blah blah blah. And I'm like, well,
You sound so nice.
This is Babs.
Yeah. Hey, it's
Some
Babs.
French fries over the top and around the block.
Never seen her.
Beef tallow.
You've never seen Babs.
I haven't either.
She's always
I watch all of it.
Oh, I saw people are putting beef tallow on their face now.
There's always something new to put on your face.
Yeah, they were like, this is better than any skincare product.
Beef what?
Beef
tallow.
tallow. That's what Jack Alinsky puts on his face.
What's beef tallow?
Beef tallow. Because his Snapchat stories and shit.
What is it?
I feel like all
Jack
you do is just consume every piece of content
He also
that's ever
Zach
been
Sang
made.
asked him it in some TikTok clip.
Beef tallow is like animal fat.
Yeah.
I think.
From beef
Unsure, yeah.
cow fat.
and you put
I
on
don't
your
know.
face?
Yeah.
Good
mean,
Lord. I'll start to
honestly-
make my snail mucin.
What's snail mucin? Your TikTok shop purchase?
My
No, it's
regular
the mucin
purchase.
from the snail.
Ugh.
You know, the stuff it leaves behind.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
Is
but it's
it?
all over my face every day at
Yeah.
night. So I stay
I
so
think it's
young.
good for you, beef tallow. I wonder what the derms are saying.
No, I mean, it's just a very raw, natural ingredient. It's the way aloe,
Yeah.
Vera is.
Yeah,
it's
or
just
like
beef
bone
Look,
broth.
they have it packaged cutie too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I just
cutie.
don't think
PR
it can
package.
smell that great. But apparently it's not kind of unscented. I don't know.
I
Not for me.
learned that my grandfather, when my mom was growing up, they'd have dinner all together every night, and every night his wife, their mom, would make him a steak and fries every night, and he loved the fat. He loved the fat from the steak.
No.
And just listen, he would cut
Sorry, who's
around
this?
my grandpa. I just learned this. I think I told you about it. He would cut the fat around the steak and put it in a pile, and it was my grandma would make the steak, barely cook it. She'd throw it on the skillet, flip it, done. And that was
Oh
it.
my God.
So it was really, it's not actual blood, but people say it's bloody or whatever.
Yeah.
He would put all the fat together and cut it and dip it in the bloody whatever part and eat it. And my aunt who was saying this was she's like, I cannot look at fat on any type of meat ever because I had to see that every single night. This man lived to 99 and he lived off of Dr. Pepper and Cheeto Puffs and fat.
Wow.
Steak fat, red meat fat. Ooh. I know.
That is.
I loved fat as a kid, though.
Me too.
I
Me
was
too.
and then I didn't realize
the clear
Yeah, it tastes
part.
really good,
Yeah,
but
it
the
tastes
texture is
really
nasty.
good. Yeah.
I feel like as I
It's
got older, I hated the texture.
Oh my God! When if I'm eating a steak, I am cutting to the millimeter around. I don't want to even feel that in my mouth.
I know, it's just a gross texture.
Horrific.
This girl tested beef tallow for 60 days, and she said that I did not notice any drastic changes, but I did see subtle improvements. My fine lines didn't magically disappear or anything, but the redness on my cheeks slash rosacea did calm down a bit, and my skin tone is much more even now. Ooh. This could also be due to the fact that my regimen in general has been much simpler, and I've been avoiding any harsh you were saying that a couple episodes ago, exfoliants. I did notice a tiny bit of congestion / minor breakouts on my forehead from time to time. However, that's pretty common for me because I think I was reading up here and she was saying wouldn't this clog my pores? But it says that the benefits are it's loaded with nutrients such as vitamin A, B12, D, E, K, and fatty acids that promote skin health. If you're familiar with retinol in skincare, that uses synthetic vitamin A because you can't get the potency from plants. Tallow is a natural and bioavailable source of vitamin A, which can help with skin regeneration and keep skin youthful. Plus, vitamin E, which I'm pretty sure is an aloe, has been shown to prevent collagen breakdown.
But what does it smell like?
Yeah, what does it smell like?
Does it have a stench?
She said it's safe enough to eat. Doesn't use any PUFAs. PUFAs. Polyunsaturated fatty acids.
No.
Cons of using tallow. It can stink.
Oh.
It says the beefy smell is going to vary depending on where you get it from.
Beefy smell.
Just smells like bacon. But I feel like if you're buying it from like a repackaged, they probably make it look not smell as bad. It says generally the tallows tendered specifically for skin care use will have a less noticeable smell than the straight up stuff from the store for cooking.
Okay.
So
let's try it.
No thanks.
Why?
I mean, I would. If it was in front of me, I would try it.
This one is called Honey and Grass Beef Tallow. It's
$66.
Yeah, but it's the only thing you have to use.
Is it reusable?
Well, no,
what
it's
do you
like
mean?
a cream.
Oh. I thought it was like actual beef.
No.
No. It's like a.
I thought they were putting beef on their face.
No. It's like a cream. They whip it down into a cream.
It looks like Vaseline.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like when you pour fat out from cooking and it sits there and then it hardens up. It's like that.
This one is totally unscented.
Oh.
Vintage tradition, and it's only $22.95.
Totally.
So you don't need lotion or tread.
Because it's just replenishing your body. It's like collagen.
Who is going to these like slaughterhouses? Like, got any more of that tallow?
I saw just a guy on TikTok. He was just using the kind that you use to cook, and that's the first time I ever heard about it. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh,
like spreading lard on your face.
Can vegans use beef tallow?
I mean,
probably not.
Yeah,
probably not. It's a byproduct of an animal.
Yeah.
Well, tallow is an ingredient. I think they used to maybe do French fries in beef tallow.
Lard.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know these butcher specific terms, but
kosher.
You could just wash your face with some fucking water, maybe a little
Dove.
Vaseline if it's dry, and that's it.
I use FutureWise, and it literally basically is just like a tub of Vaseline. But it's so interesting. Like TJ's grandma, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, Mabel, how do you she's almost 90, like 88 or 89.
Yeah.
And 4 years ago too, like she didn't have as many wrinkles. And I was like, what's your routine here, queen? Like, what are you doing? She's like, I put Vaseline on my face every night.
What do they call it? Glooping?
Slugging.
Slugging?
And that was like before it was
like on TikTok
trending.
and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Vaseline is truly like a miracle.
Yeah.
I just plug like every other night, probably.
I just, in the wintertime in the Northeast.
And knuckles get a little cracked.
Yeah. And then so I would just take a little
does.
Vaseline and rub it on the outside of my hands like this.
TJ does it like every night before bed.
2-3 days, your hands are fucking crystal clear. That's all you need. Little Vaseline.
I don't know. I'm choking on my water.
Do you ever I was going to ask you this and I forgot because this happens to me randomly. When I wake up, if I cough really hard within 30 minutes of waking up, I'll feel like I'm going to throw up for 5 to 10 minutes.
We just did the same thing. I think.
Yeah, all of you did. Y'all went.
It's
like if
I cough, I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
Like it triggers something, and I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm gonna throw up, and I have to not throw up for maybe 5 minutes.
Oh no!
No.
Are you pregnant?
No, I've done that my whole life. My whole life.
Your whole life, it's been like that. Oh,
like if I cough really hard for some reason,
Even still now, it happens.
Oh yeah.
Oh okay.
It feels like, I just triggered I'm gonna puke.
Yes.
Thing.
Or if I'm brushing my teeth and I gag or something, and then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna throw up. Okay, I'm gonna throw up. Sorry, Matt.
Have you ever puked from it?
Yeah.
Coughing?
Oh.
I think so. I remember I puked one morning, and I think it was from that.
Oh.
I have compulsive coughing where when I get anxious coughing.
You're like a mom.
I just start coughing and coughing.
Possibly my least favorite thing about you.
My coughing?
God.
That's it?
But when I'm out, I'm not coughing, but I'll just be coughing, making
Or just when
cough.
we used to film Hoot and Half at his house, for the half an hour before, it's just I'm like, okay, Jesus, relax.
It's like your nervous tick.
Yeah. And it's just it's so loud.
Yeah, I know.
Do you still do it?
Sometimes.
I mean, I haven't heard it in a while.
Not as much. I think because it was especially we were doing something very work oriented in my own home, recording. I would just get anxious. Here, I'm never doing it because I feel like I don't know. There's less things that make me nervous.
It's a controlled environment.
Yeah, it only happens when I'm at home.
Oh, interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, or when I'm getting ready.
Even when you're by yourself?
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like when you get anxious, you start coughing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like before we go out.
Something really like important coming
You're in the
up.
shower, it just echoes out of the shower.
I'll just cough. And I know that it's nothing that is wrong with me. I'm trying to be productive and like clear my lungs. It's like picking at a scab, but I'm trying to like clear my lungs or something. I feel like it came from back, like, smokers have a smoker's cough. If you're actually smoking cigarettes a lot, you like just cough all the time. I feel like it's like an imprint of that.
Because like you're smoking when you're stressed, and then it's like you're coughing.
It's just like it's like picking a scab, or like people who pull their hair. I'm coughing because I think I'm trying to get something.
That's what I was going to say. I wonder what your body is like trying to do by being like, let's cough.
When you feel anxious, like maybe like in your body, it feels like you need to get something out, but it's actually like the anxiety. Like, when you get like a tight chest or like butterflies in your stomach, when you're anxious, you're like trying to expel it from your body.
It's 100% it.
So interesting.
My friend Reed, he has the exact same thing, but he'll do it like out in public, and it just like keeps happening. It's really bad.
Is anyone ever like, what's going on?
With Reed?
Well, yeah, because like that's his tell.
Hey,
Patricia, man,
are you okay? What are you anxious about?
She's always like, stop coughing. You are making yourself do that. And there's times where I've coughed to the point where I'll gag and I'll almost throw up. Yeah.
Damn.
But I used to think I was like dying or like something was wrong with me. And then I realized this never happens when I'm out of the house. It only happens when I'm home.
Let's up the therapy to twice a week.
Interesting.
Are you in therapy regularly?
Yeah. I am now.
Are you liking it?
Yes. But right now I'm on this like, the guy thinks like we should be done. He thinks like I'm like fixed. And
because you're at Kaiser, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
they're
why.
on like this
they do that.
short-oriented goal thing.
I did it for 10 fucking years.
Literally fake.
No.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. That
I think that if you're in therapy, you can go forever if you want to.
Yeah.
You should.
No, but it's helped me a lot.
I recently discovered that my insurance will pay for therapy once a day. I thought it was once a week.
You go every day?
I was like, because I've been with this one woman. I've been with this one woman for like a year and a half now, and I kind of feel like I'm like, all right, I kind of know everything this woman can do for me and what she can say. So I called up a different guy, like an old man, completely different vibe, and I was like, yeah, I don't know, like if I switch, whatever. He's like, oh, you're on Anthem, yeah. As long as it's not the same day as your other therapy, you can go 30 times a month.
Oh, I have Anthem too.
Jesus.
And they just charge you just based on like what day you filed.
Huh.
So
wow.
Yeah. Interesting.
If you just like need someone to chat with.
I mean, I'm not going to do it every single day, but
it's me again. I know it's on yesterday, but
no, I'm saying like you could have 7 different therapists. You go to a different one every single
That
day.
is crazy.
That, I feel like it's not productive. You have to retell your story.
I think your insurance
just
is like
wants attention.
You're like,
They said that to me. Can you believe that?
Someone will validate me.
yeah, that's a red flag.
I know.
Your
It's
insurance
just,
is like, hold on. How many therapists you got?
That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, I could see having like 2 or 3 different therapists
From like
depending on
get a different perspective.
Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
Like you have your relationship
I could
therapist.
also see 2 different therapists, yeah. But
yeah, like I have
not
one for my
3.
relationship or like one for like work. I only want to talk about work stuff. Like, I don't know.
No,
I would just
they
like
have to know
different
everything.
perspective. Like I'd be like, oh, it would be interesting to see like what this one says to me as opposed to this
Like
one.
a woman and a man. Let's get two opinions here. I don't know. We'll see. The guy was a little bit of a dick on the phone though, so I don't know.
Have you seen the ChatGPT thing that's like, here's how I use it for therapy?
No, but I can imagine ChatGPT with the voice thing being like,
Well, it's like, it wasn't the voice thing, but she basically typed in like, it was like a text conversation between her and someone else. And she was like, please analyze these text messages. And so she would, and like explain like,
Who's wrong?
basically, or like explain like how we're feeling or something like that. So she would like paste the whole text conversation and ChatGPT would literally be like, person A is feeling overwhelmed and blah, blah, blah.
Cool.
And person B seems to not care or like whatever. It's like very interesting, but like it's also not a real therapist. So
I love the Key and Peele sketch where they're texting each other and each one is just having a completely different experience. Do you know what I'm talking about?
no, I haven't seen it.
The one guy is texting the other one and it's like, hey, do you want to hang out? It's been a while. And then he's like, sure, if you want to. And then it goes, sure, if you want to. Why is he being such a dick? Okay, I guess if you're up for it. Oh, I guess if you're up for it. Cool. I wonder if tomorrow works. Actually, let me think about that. When's good for you? When's good for you? Like, and they just.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
2 different experiences.
If you're
same
reading it,
chat.
they're both having just 2 complete. And I completely think that is a huge, like, issue in relationships that Text messages have no context, no tone, no personality. It's like...
I also think it's funny how we type out like FYI, but it stands for your information. But like when we type it out, it doesn't like...
It just
if
looks
someone
silly.
wrote out for your information,
Oh, yeah,
I'd be like,
whoa.
hold the fuck up.
per my last email.
Well, yeah. But just FYI is so much softer.
Oh,
to
yeah.
say.
It's just like, FYI, I'm going out of town tomorrow.
For your information, it's...
No, yeah, it's crazy.
Because sometimes even when I'm about to type FYI, I'm like, are they reading it as just FYI, or are they reading it as for your information?
Like, just so you know.
For your information,
and
it's crazy.
Now it's like these micro things, like adding a period is a
scary
statement.
You do that a lot.
Yes.
You do periods. And I'm like, oh.
No, what I dislike, I'm sorry to call you out.
What?
You give me anxiety when you text with like three
Thanks.
question marks at the end of a question. Like, do I need to post this today? Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark.
Today?
Yeah. Like, what is your
anxious.
view on that? Are you like having
I
anxiety?
think I just know I'm talking to you, and like I don't like think that there's like
An etiquette, like a
I think I can just be like blah, 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 with you. And
To me, it's like if I see the same punctuation, like three exclamation marks, 3 question marks, it's like I have anxiety right now about this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you
it
have
feels
anxiety when you
intense.
text me like that? Like, do we need to post this today? I'll text you right now just so you see it.
no, I guess I can be just. I think it's more of like I'm just like, huh? Like, are they?
Read my text that I just texted it to you. The last text is one you sent me.
Yeah, but this is coming from you. This is unlike you.
I know, but you whatever.
I guess it's just like, ooh, I know, maybe.
We're in Matt's therapy session.
I know, literally.
Yeah, right. Sorry.
No.
Stupid.
Yeah. So
I think that's also when I'm on my iPad and I'm just happy to type. Like I'm just like, ooh, like I don't know.
Question mark,
I'll
question mark,
get better
question mark.
about it. Sorry.
TJ will say sure a lot.
Sure.
Like the Key and Peele thing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
Sure is a crazy one.
What?
Because sure could be like, sure. Or it's like, sure. Like,
Yeah.
sure, Jan.
Are you guys like, hey, and then like, do you like say, hey, bud, and then like,
Oh, we've
the
talked about this
text?
on
Yeah.
here.
Oh, we
actually.
have?
Yeah.
I'm just always like, just get to the fucking point.
that's how I
I'm
am
not like
too.
a hey kind
Yeah.
of person.
I don't. If someone texts me hi, I'm like,
Yeah, what do you want?
I don't want to respond. Just
Joe
say
Volpis.
what else you need.
Hi.
Yes.
Nothing. Oh. All right. I guess you're not getting an answer.
But he's
When you
funny
don't
about it. He does it on
follow up.
purpose.
He's like a cat. Just like, hi.
Yeah.
Knock something over, leaves.
I'm this
like-
close to blocking him on TikTok.
I know he sends
Why?
everything. Like
I have like
a million messages.
500 because apparently he says that if you send people like your content in the DMs, then it does better in the algorithm.
Yeah,
so
'cause
he
it's like-
sends it to like the first 25 people. So but he does it from 2 of his accounts. So I'm getting it from like his podcast account and his personal account, and it's so like, oh my god, it makes me so mad.
I just like.
Can you
I feel
mute
like my
him?
and I
brain
told
has,
him, I was like, please stop sending it to me. And he was like, okay, I will.
He probably just forgot. My brain doesn't even like register his thing anymore.
Also, I feel like
so there.
TikTok probably knows if it's his own account sending his own content. That's
Yeah, I
not
don't
really
know.
counting.
Probably.
But. All right. That was fun.
Interesting.
fun.
Hopefully we helped you with your life.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to those we did help.
Yeah, you're welcome. And to those we didn't, I'm sorry.
All right. We'll see you next week,
Can't
everybody.
believe
Go
Clay
vote.
Jensen's in jail.
Clay Jensen's in jail.